What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, and I am here with the part two to my rice dish. So let's get into it. This is my take on the classic rice, chicken and rice soup, but it's more of like a meal because I'm using chicken drumsticks instead of shredding the chicken. I'm just going to use the chicken as a whole, which is super good, super yummy, and delicious, and perfect for the fall time. You know, it's getting colder, and as it gets cold, comfort food is where it's at. So this is definitely good classic comfort food. So let's get to the video. So just basically what I started off doing was I used some chicken drumsticks. I used about 5 of them. And I lightly seasoned them with salt and pepper on both sides. And then next we're going to just dredge them in some flour and make sure that we shake off the excess flour. I'm not going to deep fry this. This is just me basically what I'm going to do is we're going to brown the chicken, which is usually what you do if you're going to like make some type of like stew with roast or something like that, where you brown the meat first and then you just add it into the stock later. That's what we're doing here. So I'm taking my chicken drumsticks, and as you can see, I only have a little bit of olive oil at the bottom of my pan, enough to coat the bottom of the actual the pan. I'm not using a whole lot. And then we're just going to brown the chicken on both sides, which is not going to completely cook the chicken. We're going to then add the chicken later on back into the stock once everything is prepared and set. So after I browned all of my chicken drumsticks, which were about 5 of them, I then drained out the excess oil because I'm only using enough oil to saute my vegetables. I don't want my vegetables to be covered in oil and just for the dish to be an oily mess. So I drained out the excess oil and only enough to the bottom of the pan. And then next we're going to add in some white wine. Yes, white wine. And I used a half a cup of white wine there, which I'm going to just give it a nice stir. And then you see all of that brown goodness, all of that flavor at the bottom of the pan come up from the bottom of the pan and into the white wine. I'm then going to let my white wine simmer and reduce down so I can cook out that alcohol. And then once I did that, I then threw in my vegetables. I used 1 carrot, 2 celeries, and 1 medium-sized yellow onion that I diced up. I'm going to throw those in there, stir those around, and then just let those cook continuously for another 5 minutes at least until the vegetables start to look tender and feel tender. And you'll definitely notice when they are tender, you'll see the color starts to change in the celery and the onions. The onions will become translucent and all of that good stuff. And then we're going to throw in 1 teaspoon of salt and pepper to give it some more flavor, which is super delicious and good. And then I'm going to stir that around. Like I said, let that cook for another 5 minutes. And then after this part, once it's done cooking for 5 minutes, we're going to take the eye off. And then that's when we're going to add our chicken back into our mixture and let the chicken continue to cook the rest of the way until this meal is completely done. Now, you will see one of my chicken drumsticks have little bit of blood running down it, but that's totally fine. Do not fret. Don't worry. Don't get scared. It's going to continue to cook, so do not think that you're going to get sick from that. That's just the chicken starting to cook and all of the bruise or the blood starting to come out, and that's totally fine. So I'm sorry, after I actually let my vegetables cook, then I'm going to add my aromatics in. I threw in 2 garlic cloves that I chopped up. I have 1 teaspoon of rosemary, 1 tablespoon of parsley, and 1 whole bay leaf that I added in there. I used dried herbs because that's what I had on hand. I rather use fresh herbs because I just think fresh herbs just give it a even more in-depth flavor that I love. However, if you don't have the money or if you just don't feel like going to get fresh herbs, that's totally fine. You can use dried herbs for this one just like I did, and you can get the same result. So after I added the herbs in and stirred that around, now it's time to add the chicken. And I'm going to make sure that I bury the chicken with the vegetables. I just don't want my chicken to set on top of them, because if they do, then only thing that's going to really cook quick is my vegetables, and my chickens are going to take forever to cook, and then it's going to make my meal a complete mess. So when you do this, you do want to make sure that you kind of nestle your chicken in with the vegetables, and make sure that it kind of gets to the bottom of the skillet so that it can cook just as well as the vegetables do. And I love adding these kind of vegetables only because carrots and celery still have, like when I cooked this dish, they still had a little bit of crunch to them, which I love. I hate whenever I get something that has vegetables in it and the vegetables are just mush. That to me is just it's just overdoing it. So the good part about adding celery and carrots to this is they kind of hold up their own. They hold up to their own. You know what I mean? So it's like the chicken's cooking, the vegetables is like, listen, we got this too. We're gonna cook along with you, and we're gonna be done the same time you're done, kind of in a sense. So then I threw in some chicken stock, and I'm sorry I got my hand in the camera and all that, but I threw in some chicken stock, which is about 3 cups that I use to fill the rest up, which is going to kind of what we call braise the chicken. This is definitely different than boiling the chicken. So if I were to boil it, then I would cover the whole pot up with stock, and you wouldn't even be able to see the chicken in there because the whole chicken and all the vegetables would be covered with stock. But I'm just braising it to where it comes up to about half of where the chickens are, and then we're going to cover it with a pan and let that continue to cook for another 30 minutes, and then boom, you have instant chicken, an instant chicken drumstick dish, and this is so fabulous, so good. The flour from the chicken is going to give it a thick, it's going to thicken it up, and as you see, it's going to turn to this opaque yellow color, and it's just super delicious and great. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Love and good eats. I'll see you on the next one.
Alright, y'all, time to make this bowl of my chicken drumstick wonder. So I'm going to add the sauce to the bottom of the bowl, all that nice, yummy, gooey ingredients. You got your carrots, your celery, your onions, your chicken stock. You got a little bit of white wine in there. Then we fried some of those chicken drumsticks. Remember, we lightly fried them. We didn't deep fry them. We lightly fried them in a shallow pan. To get them brown, we added the chicken back to our mixture, and therefore it caused this really nice yellow brown color. So I'm just adding some rice to it. Then we're going to top it off with those chicken. And these, oh my god, y'all, these chicken drumsticks are so freaking tender. They just fall right off the bone, which is what you want whenever you're eating something like this. And then if you want to, you can add a little bit more. Boom. Top it off with some green onions. And there you got it. Really easy dish. You can even use this as a soup if you want. If you don't want to, you can take the chicken off, start shredding the chicken, then add the chicken back to the soup or the mixture, throw in some rice, and make yourself a creamy rice chicken soup. Voila. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video, my second part to my rice dish. Comment, like, subscribe, and don't forget to share this video with all your family, friends, pets, neighbors, cats, and dogs. Love you all. Love and good eats. See you in the next one.